Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today on the channel I'll be talking about another forgotten English Rugby League ground. I've done a few of these in the last couple of weeks: Thrum Hall, Station Road, Hilton Park and Watersheddens. Today I'm going to be talking about the history of Fartown, or the Fartown Ground, Huddersfield's former ground, which they played rugby league at for well over 100 years. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Huddersfield were founded in 1864 and they are one of the foundation members of the Northern Rugby Football Union, which came to be in 1895. Huddersfield moved into the Fartown Ground in 1878. The ground's original tenants were Huddersfield St John's Cricket Club, who began occupancy in 1868. In 1875, St John's Cricket Club merged with Huddersfield Athletic Club to form Huddersfield Cricket and Athletic Club. In the same year, the stadium changed its name to Fartown Grounds. Prior to cricket and rugby league being played at the venue, athletics was also contested there. Huddersfield's first match at Fartown came against Manchester Rangers on the 2nd of November 1878. In the early days of rugby league, Fartown was a very important venue, with the ground hosting the 1908 and 1910 Challenge Cup finals. It was also in the early days of rugby league that Huddersfield were amongst the powerful rugby league clubs in England, winning several trophies, including one particular year where they claimed all 4 cups. Only 2 other teams, Swinton and Hunslet, have managed to achieve this feat. In its heyday, Fartown attracted some big crowds. The biggest crowd to watch a Huddersfield match at Fartown came on the 4th of March 1950, where 32,912 people attended them to watch a match against Wigan. The largest attendance ever recorded at Fartown came on the 19th of April 1947. In this fixture, 35,136 people attended to watch a Challenge Cup semi-final. In the 1970s, the ground would host John Player Trophy finals, which was the League Cup final. Fartown would continue to host Challenge Cup semi-finals, with the last being in April 1976, when St Helens narrowly beat Keighley 5 points to 4. In the 1980s, the ground saw rapid decline as Huddersfield declined on the field and off the field and struggled to pull in spectators. In 1984, local businessman John Bailey took control and interest in the stadium. He tried to rename the club as Huddersfield Barracudas, and he renamed Fartown Arena 84. However, these ideas didn't prove to work and spectators continued to stay away. In 1986, the main stand was closed due to safety concerns after the Bradford City Stadium fire in 1985, but this was partly reopened in 1989. A large chunk of the terrace side was also condemned and never reopened. It was in that same year that a new board of directors took over and injected some much needed financial resources into the club, as well as improving the stadium. It was clear though by the early 1990s that the club needed to leave Fartown. The last game to be played there came on the 23rd of August 1992 against Rydale York in the Yorkshire Cup, where just over 1,600 people watched Huddersfield win. After this, the club would relocate to Huddersfield Town's ground, Leeds Road, which I've done a video on my other channel, and in the mid-1990s the club moved to the Alfred McAlpine Stadium, also known today as the John Smith Stadium. This is where they currently play until present day, but there has been talks about Huddersfield leaving the John Smith Stadium and moving to a smaller venue. Although Huddersfield stopped playing professional matches at the ground, they used Fartown as a training base until 2004, and even at present day the ground is used for amateur matches. And here are some pictures of the ground, and there was also a video done on YouTube by, I think it's the Obscure Tourist, I think his name is, and he did a great video on it. He actually visited the ground and had a walk around the pitch and things like that. Now, like a lot of other grounds on the channel that I've covered, this one also hosted rugby league test matches. It hosted 5 rugby league test matches in total, featuring the likes of England against Wales and England against France. And Fartown also hosted 19 Rugby League Tour matches which featured Huddersfield against the likes of Australia, New Zealand, and there was even a Northern Union against Australia match being played here. Some other interesting bits of trivia at the ground were that in 1882 there was a FA Cup semi-final match played there between Blackburn Rovers and Sheffield Wednesday, which finished in a 0-0 draw. In the same year, a lacrosse match between the north of England and the south of England was contested there, with the north winning 2-0. And in 1943, an exhibition baseball match was staged there between two teams of American soldiers, which attracted a crowd of 2,500. The Fartown Ground was also adjoined by the cricket field, and it hosted 76 first-class matches between 1873 and 1955. So that concludes my video on the Fartown Ground, former home of Huddersfield from 1878 to 1992. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a comment in the section below. I've been overwhelmed by the support that the channel's got in the last month or so. Lots of new subscribers, lots of comments and likes and shares of the video. I'm very appreciative of that. I've got a couple more videos to do on this topic, and then after that I'll probably focus on some defunct English rugby league clubs as well. So anyways, this has been Rugby League History. Thanks for tuning in for the video, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, ta-ra for now.